thing. Might have peed a little bit. This marketplace find. Guys, we are back in the garage. We're back from Rats at the Beaver down in Myrtle Beach and Run to the Sun. I'm gonna post. I didn't take a lot of videos. Don't seem like everybody likes the car show videos. So I took a few of some of the cool rides that I thought were down there. So I'll go ahead and post those here right now. As we're waiting in line, well, the trucks are waiting in line at Rats at the Beaver. It don't open until 9, but you gotta line up if you want to get a spot. But we're headed to the old Waffle House here. Right there. We didn't have enough room in the truck, so got a couple bed riders. And we have arrived. All right, be careful exiting the ride. Alright guys, so what do you think? Some pretty cool stuff down there. I definitely recommend, if you're in the area or you like to travel, that is one of the shows to put on your list. Very cool area, a lot of nice people, it's a good show. Rats at the Beaver, Run to the Sun. But anyway, it's a sad day in the garage. I know a lot of you are probably wondering what's been going on with the Forester lately. Well, for some personal reasons, we've been taking a break on it. And, well, that break is going to be continued. We're getting it prepped to actually pull it outside. Sadly, we are going to have to take a break on this until this winter. So you won't be seeing the Forester for a little while other than in the background. I'm upset too. I'd really like to see this thing done this year, but life happens. So we will be taking a break on that. I'm getting it ready to take it outside. Gotta cover up the window. Don't have a passenger window, so we gotta cover up this window. It has that driver window and a windshield. But we're doing that so we can put all the parts in the cab when we take it outside, so they're not taking up space in the shop. But also, there's a lot of bare metal on this, and we don't want to have it sitting outside with all the bare metal on it and get it all gross and rusty. Yes, I know it's patinaed. We want rust. But not while we're still trying to do some fabricating stuff, because it's not fun to weld on rust. So right now, we're going to go ahead and get all the bare metal primed as well. So while it's sitting outside, it's not just eating away at it. We want to strategically rust it to match the cab, not rust at all. But that's what we're doing now. Just wanted to give you an update on that. Really not going to film any of it because I'm just spray painting. I'm going to be pushing it outside. But we are going to be starting back on the Burnout truck. Since this is going out, we're going to get the Burnout truck back in over here and get it fixed up. Get it ready to do some burnouts this year. We're ready to shred some tires. Got one big show coming up here in June. I want to say it's the the end of the June. I'll put the dates in here for you guys. But it's actually local to me. But let's get this thing out of the garage. Sad day. Sad day. Alright guys, we got her all primed up. Ran out of primer, had to use a little bit of black. But we got more welding to do on there, so once ever we get it back in the garage, we'll be probably grinding some of that back off anyway. But it's just protecting on her. So, alright guys, so getting her off the dollies. Got our windows plasticed up. Got our parts in the cab. Engine plasticed. I know that's not going to stay like that. We're putting the front clip and the hood and everything on too. But that's just added protection. We're going to get the dollies. I got the frame ratchet strapped to the axle because there's no bags in the front or nothing to hold it from just bloop. And we're going to pick it up with the skid steer from the front of the frame so we can steer it around. Get off the dollies and get the skiddy warmed up. Well, that didn't work. I don't know if you've seen that in the video, but the clamp decided it wanted to leave the chat, about went through the windshield. Idiot. Well, let's try this again. It's like super windy out here, so the camera keeps blowing over. But I don't know if you've seen, I got it over here. Now we're gonna get the burnout truck in here, get it over in that spot. Not guaranteeing that the camera ain't gonna fall over again, but I'll give her my best. Thing's pretty light. Even with a flat tire. Okay, I can't get it over now. Roll, goddammit! Bitch did not want to get in the garage. Fight me tooth and nail. She don't want to get fixed, apparently. Yeah. Piece of junk. Ah, it's finally in here. It's nice working on small trucks. A lot of room. Alright. I'm gonna take a breather now. Has some fierce words with this old girl. Gonna park the trailer, get the chain out of the driveway. Messed up the darn cold patch the township put in with the skid steer. Trying to fight this thing around. So we'll be back. Just give me a minute. Pick up my clamps too. Just out of curiosity. See if she's still in locked up mood. I'd say she's a little tight still. Yep. Thought we might get lucky. But I guess not. We put a new motor in it. Well, it's the next day. As you can see, got the front clip off. It's just 4 bolts. Made it easily accessible. For reasons like this. Because she's meant to get beat on. So when you're meant to get beat on, you're going to have some repairs. So the quicker, the easier to do that, the better. So our plan is, as you can see, we got the spare sitting there on the tire. We got to get this one pulled out. Well, I don't like poopy looking motors, just how I am. So we're going to go ahead and can rebuild this one like we did this one. And we also got some fancy new Go Fast parts for it as well. Let's go over here to the old parts shelf. Got some random stuff there. Oh, maybe. We'll just do it on the ground. It's hard to do with one hand. Yep. Get out of there. Jungle website special. Probably not gonna really give it much performance gains, but it's gonna look cool. We're gonna get the big old 102 throttle body for her. Got the fuel rails in the box too. But we're also changing it up. If you guys remember, she's got the old 3 pedals. Well, for doing burnouts, it's a little easier if she's only got 2. So you can see, hiding back behind all that other junk, that is a turbo 350. Automatic, full manual valve body. So, that's what she's going to get in the old burnout truck. We're going to change up a couple other things. We're going to put the charge air cooler down here out front. We did it that way because we were pressed on time. So we just threw it in there with some piping. We're going to get a new wastegate, new blow-off valve, because these are cheapy ching-wangs that I had laying around. And we're also going to add a little bit of an ice box setup deal, just to try to keep her cool when she's bouncing off the chip, because she spins the tires the best when she's in the ketchup. Well, that's enough of me rambling. Let's get this motor plucked out. We'll see how quickly I can do it. Show you guys. What time is it right now? 2:50 right now, so let's call it 3 o'clock by the time I get some tools out and get the engine crane legs on. Call it 3 o'clock. Set the camera up on time lapse, and as soon as I get it pulled out, we'll tell you the time again, just to see how quickly we can get the motor out of the old burnout truck. I just want to take a quick break here from the time lapse to show you. I think we were definitely down a head gasket for sure. I took the exhaust manifold off and water come pouring out of it right there. I don't think it was anything else, because this had the tractor flap on it, so it shouldn't have got water down in it. But who knows? We'll see once we get it out and start tearing into her. Find out what happened. Guys, it's about 4:30-ish. It's about an hour and a half. We got her ready to go. She's getting ready to be plucked out of here. So not too bad. Pretty simple. Made a little bit of a mess. Used my back to get the tranny out and laid it on the floor. And of course it decides that it wants to expel all of its fluids on the ground. So you'll have that on these big jobs. And it wanted to leak some more antifreeze out while we didn't have the bucket under it. So you'll have that as well. But we're getting ready to yank it out. And yeah, let's pull on it. Well, I apologize, like an idiot. I did not hit record. But as you can tell, it's out. That's all I did was lift it up out. He didn't really miss much, other than leaked more antifreeze. But it's out. Time to tear it apart. I gotta get the cam and everything out of this. We're taking the front cover because it's got the oil drain, water pump because it's new, alternator because it's new, oil pan because it's already cleaned and painted, so we don't have to clean and paint that one. Motor mounts, obviously. That's about it. Have to order some new parts this week. Start putting her back together. Ourselves a little visitor stopping by here while we're pulling the Burnout truck engine out. You guys might know that truck. It's old Dan Kaufman from Rustin Rods. And the old... Alright guys, so that's going to be it for today. Not it for the video. Hold your horses now. Just it for today. Well, it's another day and we're back. We're going to get finish up this video here. So that way it's not super long. By getting this motor knocked apart. So we can see what happened. I don't know. I'm guessing it probably just spun a bearing. Maybe something cool happened. We'll find out. Getting ready to drain the oil now. So get you up on the old stand here so I ain't gotta hold you. How much of a mess I can make here. I already jacked it up before I drained it. And I don't feel like letting it down. So then I have to jack it back up again. So hopefully it don't come out too aggressively. Oh, there's your problem. I'll be darned.
I'll tell you what's wrong with it.
We got a little bit of water in the oil. Yeah. Bet you that's why I lost oil pressure and seized up. Huh. I'll be darned. Well, I haven't found anything catastrophic. None of the rods are bent that I can see. I don't see any. I don't know what happened. Maybe just from sitting it got a rust. No, because it ran and then shut off. So it couldn't have got a rust ring. Well, I'll be darned. I guess we'll set it down and pull the head off. See what we see. cracked, so the last couple bolts of the head here. Probably gonna make a mess, as always. I'm good at doing that. My floor does not like to be clean. Come on. This one didn't back out the whole way. Come on. Why don't I just put the socket back on? If you're gonna be like that. Dun dun dun. Moment of truth. Well, definitely say we, there's definitely water in there. Oh. But I don't know if it was a gasket. Ew. Yeah. I'd say, I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't see any gasket failure. Nasty buildup, though. Huh. I'll be darned. I still don't understand why it locked up. It had to have spun a bearing. So I still can't spin it over. But, well, it is what it is. As long as the cam's not hurt. That's all I'm worried about. Well, guys, sorry there wasn't more carnage. I was hoping to have a, rod bent in half, piston sitting in there sideways. But no. Just the old, lost oil pressure and spun a bearing. Boring stuff. But she's still locked up, and we still got to put another motor in it. So, we're going to go ahead and finish tearing it apart. You probably don't want to see that. It's really not exciting. And we're going to go ahead and put the cam and stuff in the new engine. And I already showed you how to do that on the first engine. So, probably won't bring you along for that, so you don't have to see it again. You've seen it once. You don't need to see it again on the same truck. If we get another LS build, I'll show you that. Separate build. But we're waiting on some parts. I'm gonna get this one tore apart, get the other one degunked, toss the cam in it, head studs, and we'll bring it back around when we're slapping her back in the old Burnout truck. Got some things to add. Obviously, we're putting another tranny in it, automatic. So we're gonna have to do the shifter, which is a lot easier than that clutch linkage that I was trying to decipher for on this, if you remember when I was building it earlier in the year. Well, last year. But yeah. So we got to do that. We got to move the catch can. We got to put a catch can on it because she had a little bit of blow by and she caught the turbo on fire when we were doing the burnout. So there was that. I got to change that, and we're going to add a couple goodies. Probably lower the back, different wheels so they all match. I'll make her look a little more presentable, rolling into the burnout competition. Not too good, so they think it's something, but just good enough to make them question what it is, But anyway, it's going to be the end of this video. Wasn't super spectacular, but thank you guys for following along. We're growing in subscribers. I even got to meet a couple of you guys down at Rats at the Beaver, so that was pretty cool. So if one of you were the ones that come and talk to me, thanks again. That was awesome to actually have a fan come say hi. Hope to see everybody again. We're headed next week to Village Customs Rat Rod Takeover at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It is April 3rd through the 6th. We're going down there with a bunch of buddies. Big rat rod convoy. We're all driving everything down, so it's going to be pretty cool. Hopefully we don't have any issues, but if we do, I'll bring you along. But if you're going to be watching this, today's Thursday, if you're going to be watching this tomorrow on Friday, and you're in the Charlotte area or somewhere close and you want to come say hi, see the Mac in person, see what all we're bringing down with all the other buddies, don't forget to come say hi. Like I said, we'll be in the Mac, so you can't miss it. But anyway, that's enough of me rambling on. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Whatever you want to do. I'll be happy with it. But it's going to be the end. Well, see you later.